Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Welcome, it's been a while, to another edition of Steve's Hat... What? Oh! Producer Drew putting in work during the break. Welcome to another edition, or perhaps should I say the first edition of Steve's Hat Picks, presented by Warrior Hockey. Producer Drew finding a sponsor, that's a hat pick. He's not in my room. He's in Brampton. They don't want the gloves all episode. Good, I have to take it off every time I turn the camera off. That makes sense. You're the pro. On Steve's Hat Picks, presented by Warrior Hockey, we take a look at the best plays in the NHL week that was. And, wow! Talk about hitting the ground running. In fact, our first hat pick is somehow in Game 2 of the Edmonton Oilers-Chicago Blackhawks series. How are we already in Game 2 of any series? Game 1, the 12th seed in the West, Chicago Blackhawks stunned the Edmonton Oilers, light them up a little bit, particularly Dominic Kubalik, 5 points. Oilers getting a bunch of criticism after the game. In particular, one guy who got a little bit of criticism, rightly or wrongly, was Connor McDavid. And what have we learned about Connor McDavid, kids? Don't make him angry, you won't like him when he's angry. 19 seconds into Game 2, Producer Drew.
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins had 3 as well, as did Leon Draisaitl, as the puck is played to McDavid down the left side. There's Duncan Keith flipping it back ahead, kept in by Darnell. There's in front, scores! Just like that! Connor McDavid, a response 19 seconds in.
That's very important puck management. But here, just get a puck through, it goes off the stick, follow the bouncing puck all the way to Connor McDavid, who funnels himself to the net. And right there
it is. That's a hat pick. Not necessarily because it's the most impressive goal he ever scored. I mean, why would you ever leave Connor McDavid wide open like that under any circumstances? But the mere fact that he scored 19 seconds into Game 2 after his team lost Game 1 and he was criticized for it, that's a hat pick. Oh, we're not done? For his second goal, still less than 5 minutes in, don't blink. Especially if you're Olli Mata.
And Koskinen made a stop, but out comes McDavid charging down the ice. He's got a step. He's in. Backhand. Score! A beauty. And Connor McDavid on fire early.
scored early in this game, and watch this. Takes a look, starts to wind it up, and once he starts to get at full speed, a great job to knock this puck down en route, and he just drives it around Mata, and what an elevation of the puck in tight. So incredible to be able to make those moves in tight with speed. But he just follows the bouncing puck and at the last second bend.
Oh my, okay. Can we talk about how that's legitimately frightening? Like watching that didn't even up my excitement. I wasn't like, ooh, what a goal. Like my fight or flight reflexes have kicked in. Like the Oilers mascot is bearing down what's his name? Hunter? It's terrifying. They didn't need to give a lynx abs. It's a lynx. Connor McDavid is just that mascot shaved down and on skates. He's terrifying. And it turns out he was not done there.
Put the line by Clefbaum. Around it comes for Chason, off the ledge. Murphy leans on him to the near side for McDavid. In front, drives out of McDavid, scores! Hat-trick goal, his first Stanley Cup playoff hat-trick, and Edmonton back on top.
Wow, what a response. Connor McDavid, goal 19 seconds in. 2 goals less than 5 minutes in, and a hat trick in a game in which the Edmonton Oilers won. Not the most impressive goal for the third one, but the celly was legendary. Because, well, how is anyone going to throw any hats if no one is in the building? Well, if you've ever watched Jurassic Park, life finds a way. For Connor McDavid's ruthless, relentless effort on this hat trick in this game, in this Oilers win, and for the staff just knowing what to do. So good. That's a hat pick. That's not a bad reintroduction, eh? That's not a bad return. Connor McDavid, who could basically be in every single one of these videos, scoring a hat trick. Yeah, no, it makes sense. No, I just wanted to start with Connor McDavid's hat trick to establish a little bit of normalcy, but speaking of normalcy, how about the first goal after returning? Now, there's some debate about this. The first goal was scored by Connor Sherry of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Isn't he on the Buffalo? No, he got traded back to the Pittsburgh Penguins. He scored the first goal of the warm-up games, but those games were kind of weird, right? You saw them too. Sloppy as heck. You could tell, like, intentions were different from player to player. Some guys were treating it like a playoff game. Other guys were like, I just don't want to get hurt before the playoff games. But I want to give a hat pick to the first goal in a game that counted, the Carolina Hurricanes against the New York Rangers. Jacob Slavin. What a pass from Teuvo Teravainen. Check this out.
Controlled again by Aho. Teravainen. Cross ice. Slavin. He scores! Jacob Slavin on the back door early in this first period. Carolina is off and running.
Well, the emotion of a big-time hit can get a team fired up, and certainly that's the case with Brady Shea's hit on Jesper Foss. Foss ends up staying in the D zone, and then it's offensive zone pressure for the Carolina Hurricanes.
Why is it spicy? Wow, what a pass. Wow, what a snipe from Jacob Slavin. Not everything has to be like a carnival circus act dangle move. It's just a pure snipe. But the real hat pick here is not just Jacob Slavin. It's not Teuvo Teravainen. It's you. It's you all for getting through this 5-month layoff from hockey. It's the NHL and all the players for actually sticking to the bubble and being able to resume these playoffs safely. On top of the hard work and dedication it takes to make and play in the NHL on a regular basis, the dedication these players had to have to their cause to actually play in these games, it's got to be admired. So to the NHL for getting to this point, and to the fans for getting to this point, huge hat pick. Now, not all hat picks that happen on the ice have to be a big goal, hit, save, what have you. A huge hat pick has to go out to Matt Dumba. There were protests before Matt Dumba. There was JT Brown on the Tampa Bay Lightning a few years ago raising a fist during the anthems. But after instances in the NFL, MLB, and NBA, Matt Dumba finally became the first player in the National Hockey League to kneel during the anthem. No, not to disrespect your flag, your country, you, or anyone you know. It is to protest systems of oppression and racism. After an impassioned speech joined at center ice by Malcolm Subban and Darnell Nurse, others followed. Before a Dallas Stars Vegas Golden Knights game, Ryan Reeves, Jason Dickinson, Tyler Seguin, and Robin Lehner took a knee during the anthems, both of them. Now, to clear up any confusion about what these signify, I'd like to read some words from Kendall Coyne Schofield. I was one of the people who initially thought Colin Kaepernick kneeling was disrespectful. I reacted to what he was doing instead of why. Then I listened and learned. Instead of just deleting a misinformed tweet I posted 4 years ago, I should have been clear back then and now. Not just knowing it, but I should have said it. So let me be absolutely clear. It was never about the flag. It was never about my family members who served. It wasn't about me. It always was and is about George Floyd and the countless others who came before him. It's about justice and equality. I know better. I will continue to do better. It's a hat pick because it takes bravery to do what those 4 guys on the Vegas Golden Knights and Dallas Stars did. It takes bravery especially to do what Matt Dumba did. Don't believe me? Have a gander at the comments. Or don't. Depends on how good of a day you want to have. So to Ryan Reeves, Jason Dickinson, Tyler Seguin, Robin Lehner, and especially Matt Dumba for being first, that's a hat pick. Now, who doesn't love overtime winners? With Jacob Slavin's goal, I praise the simplicity of it. This snipe from Jeff Petrie, mwah.
This is the puck. Deneau to Gallagher in off the wing. Tried to hook the puck in front. It was blocked. In comes Petrie. He scores! Jeff Petrie gets the goal, and the Montreal Canadiens have defeated the Penguins 3-2 and win the first game of the best of 5.
Woo! Woo-hoo! Woo! Now, perhaps the real hat pick should go to Carey Price for even getting the Montreal Canadiens to overtime in this game, greatly outshot by the Pittsburgh Penguins. But Jeff Petrie on the rush, the little curl, drag, and snipe. Austin Matthews, wonder where he saw that before. You're right, I'm sorry. But beyond the fact that that is an absolute rip from Jeff Petrie, the Penguins are 5 deep in their own zone. He can't jump up into the rush unless they do that and he sees it. For seeing the opportunity in front of him, executing on that opportunity, and winning the game for his team, Jeff Petrie, have yourself a hat pick. And the last but not least, this is just a welcome back gift for producer Drew. Just show it, Drew.
Lewis goal, 5 seconds. Worked back out to the point from McCarr. Down to the circle, McKinnon across from Landeskog. Rebound, score! Nazem Kadri with time winding down.
Kadri, who had a great chance right before that. Couldn't believe he missed it. He's got an empty net with time expiring. Does this puck cross the goal line before zeros on the board?
Can you imagine if that didn't count? Drew told me it's in my contract, I have to say this, so Noted playoff performer Nazem Kadri with the overtime winner for the Colorado Avalanche. Well, as overtime as it can get without it actually being overtime. With a rebound opportunity in front, Nazem Kadri bangs the goal in at the horn, an actual buzzer beater. Will it count? They show the overhead, and honestly, I think it counts, but like, it's not 100%. But as producer Drew said on Twitter, I love this tweet, there is time between 0.1 seconds left and 0.0 seconds left. It sounds ridiculous, and we say ridiculous things in support of the teams we love, but he's right. There's 0.099 seconds left. There's 0.098. There's 0.0. You get the picture. Nazem Kadri with, I think, the closest buzzer beater in NHL history. It has to be. There's less than 0.1 seconds left on the clock here. There is. And I just love the childlike celebration. I did! And Nathan MacKinnon skipping around. And just pure joy. Oh, the Colorado Avalanche enjoying playing hockey, and producer Drew enjoying watching his hockey team. What's it like, Drew? All right, that felt pretty good. It wasn't too rusty. I don't know. What do you think? You can leave a comment in the comment box down below. And until next time, that is it for this edition of Steve's Hat Picks, brought to you by Warrior Hockey. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you liked this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell your friends that there's time between 0.1 seconds left and Drew, I love you, man.